Hello guys, welcome back to the HTML series, and this is the HTML series part 6. And today we're going to learn about how can we create a form using the HTML. And we can see in the screen that there are the two types of the form. One is sign up form and another is survey form. And within the form there are the different elements I have used. And in the first form we just use text field, email, and password, and submit button. And whereas in the next form, survey form, I have used choose file element and text and the time, and even though I have used number field and the ready button, checklist, and submit button. And the same field we are gonna create using the HTML. So as usual, let's open our VS Code, and in the VS Code, we just write the basic tags of the HTML first. So for that, we have to write the doc type HTML, and after that we write the HTML, and we close the HTML tag. After the HTML, we write a head. We also close the head, and between the head we write title of our website. We are just creating form, so let's get the form is the title, and after headings we write a body, and this section includes all the elements that are displayed within our website. So for that, let's first give the heading of our form, that is sign up form, and let's close the heading. And I just want to give underline below the heading. So now we have to create form. To create the form, we write form, and we have also action. At the moment we don't want to give any action, and method can be the get and push. At the moment we don't discuss about this, and for a while let's create within the form. We create a label and the input field. So first let's give the label for first name, and we have to close the label as well, and then we have to create an input form for first name. Input, whatever the input is, this you have to decide that is first name is text. So that text here, we give the ID of this field is I don't want to give here at the moment, and let's write the placeholder. Placeholder means here that we can see the interior first name, that is the placeholder of the input field. So let's write interior first name and dot, and I just want to close it. And this label and input field are connected, so we have to identify this field. So we give here for what. Let's if I write here, this is the first name ID, and same is that I just want to give name is first name. To identify that, we write here first name, because this label and the input field are connected. So let's save it, and as usual we go to our folder. Last time we created a folder website, and within a website I just want to that this file is form.html, and let's save it, and let's go to our desktop, and let's open our folder, and let's see our forms. Here we can see first name, and it's in the same way we just want to create and the label and the input field, and we wrote here the first name, and we just want to write the last name and first name both are the text field. So I just want to copy this and paste here, and this is last name, and this must be last name, and this must be last name, and this must be last name, and the type is same, is both the field are text. So let's save it, let's refresh our page. Both of them are coming in the same line, so I just want to break the line. In our previous video we learned about how to break the line, so I just want to give double break to give more space. Okay, and in the same way I just want to give the break here, so that I have to create another label and the input field. So, and the next field is email field, so let's paste that, and we write here email ID. It is for email because we are gonna write here email. ID is email, name is email, and input type is email. So we just want to give break here as well, and we need the password. We write the create password, and this is for password, and type input type is password, and we just want to give ID is the password and name is password, and we just want to give the break, and again I just want to create a confirm password field, so I just want to copy this, and I just want to paste here. So there is confirm password, this is for confirm password. I just want to copy, and I just want to give the ID as confirm password, name is confirm password, and type is password. And after that we just want to create submit button. For that it is simple, we just want to write input, and that type is submit, and we have to give value so that this value will display in the button. So I just want to write submit, let's close it, let's save, Ctrl yes, and let's refresh our page. Here we can see our sign up form. In the sign up form we create the first name, last name, email ID, create password, confirm password, and finally we have the submit button. So now we create another form, that is survey form. So I just want to give the headings for that survey form, and I just want to give underline below the heading, and let's create form, and we have to give the action. Normally we use this one, but we will discuss about this later one. And now we have to create a label, and this is upload your profile, and I just want to create input field. Input tab is file, because we are gonna upload our file, so we just wanna give the ID is this image, and name is image. And so for that we have to connect our label, so I just want to give ID name image. So here we have to close this, but this is not gonna work because we have to use ink type for multi-part and form data. When we are gonna deal with the file, the multiple forms, we have to deal with the ink type, but it's not necessary, because when we have to select any multiple items, for that we have to use ink type. But for a while we'll save and refresh our page. We can see here, when we click here, we can select any image video we want, but for a while I think I have to break the line for this, or I think it's better to break line. Let's see how it goes. Okay, and then if we see here, we did this and enter your name. We just want to create a name field, so we want to give here break, and we just want to create a label. This is label is enter your name, and below that we just want to create input type text, ID is name is name, and we just want to give label name is name. This label is for this input field, so, and let's write placeholder, enter your name, maybe full name, dot, and let's save this and let's refresh our page. This is our forms, and we can see here enter your name, and I just want to give the number 2. And then after that what we did is we did the enter your birthday. So for that we have to again write the label, enter your birthday, and for the input of the birthday, like you want to create like this, we have to use type as date time local, and ID, let's give the ID is date of birth, and name is date of birth. Label we give GOP. So let's close it and let's save it. Let's refresh our page. They are coming in the same line, so we have to break this line again. BR, BR. And I just want to break this line also. Let's see. So we can see into your birthday, and I just want to give him 3. And we can see here we create here the number field where we can increase decrease our number up to 5, maybe I think 5 to 10, up to 10. So here we can write how many electronic devices do we have at home, and we have to create this label and we have to put this field. So again we create label how many, this is 4, how many electronic devices do you have at home, and below this we have to create input field. Input type is, this is, and here is types, we are using the number, so let's write number. ID is devices, and the name is also, we just give the devices, and we just want to connect this label, so we also write devices, and we have to give the minimum and maximum number that we can display or select. That is min 1 and max is 10. And if we do this, we can have the limitation, maximum and minimum. Let's give BR tag. Let's save and let's refresh our this page. You can see here how many electronic devices do we have, and we can select 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and if we decrease it comes up to 1 only. So if we see here we have the next one, radio button. So for that we have to create this one. Do you like learning programming? We have to give this label and we have to create this field. So let's do that. We have to give label. This is our number 5. Do you like programming? And here this is radio button, so we have to give the input for the radio button. So let's write input type, that is radio, and we have to write this ID as, this is just ID, and we have to give the name, this is option 1 option, and we have to give the value as well, that is yes, and we have to close this. In the same way we can this copy paste, and bird, I think is something wrong. Radio, we have to write radio. This id is for no, and option must be same, and this is no. Let's save. And I think we don't have any value, and there must be something. We just gave the input. I think we have to give label. So we have to give label after radio button. So let's give the label, and this is yes, and this for id yes, and again we have to give the label for this no also. Let's give label no, and this is no, and we give here is id no. Let's save, and let's refresh our page, and here we can see that do you like programming. We can click yes or no. In the same way, we can create another form. Before that, let's break the line because we have to write another one. And if we see here, we have created select form, like select the programming language for the web development, and select option gives us to select multiple items. We can select any of these, or we can leave it. So we are gonna create this one. For this we need the select option. Let's do that. First we have to create the label of the survey. So label, what is the label? We have when you go back, we did have select programming language for the web development. Select the programming language for web development, and this is survey number 6. Let's give 6, and below that we have to give input, and we have the input type is this is checkbox type, and we have to give id is option 1, for a while name is option 1, and this is little bit different than that radio button. So yeah, let's close it, and we also can give is value, but we can do that. Value is HTML, and below that we have to give label. This label is for above 1, option 1, and label is HTML, and this label is for above 1, so this is for option 1. Let's save it and refresh our page. Here we go. We can see here the HTML, and we can select it, and in the same way we can do, we are gonna make for CSS and JavaScript. So we need to grab this, and let's copy paste, and again copy paste, and here first one is yes human, second one is yes yes, and this is for option 2, and no, this is option 2, and this is option 2, and this one is JavaScript, and this one is option 3, this one is option 3 name, and this label is for option 3, so we write option 3. Let's save and refresh our page. Yeah, here we go. We can see another option as well, CSS and JavaScript, and we can select any them. For this option we did input type is checkbox. Next one is we just want to give break here. Let's save, and when we see here we have only submit button, and to create submit button we already did that in our previous code here. And we can see to create a button we have to give the type is submit, and that's it only. So let's do that. Input and type is submit, and value is submit. And let's save. Let's refresh our page, this one, and here we go. We can see the submit button, and here this way we can create a form. And actually in the web field we don't have these two fields in the same page, but for practice purpose we created two forms in the same page with a different form element. And the one we can see here, this field name is input name is text, this is also text, this is email, this is password, and this is password, this is submit, and this input type is file, and this one is text, this one is date time, this one is number, and this one is radio, and this one is checkbox, and finally we have the button submit type. And if you notice here in the radio button and the checkbox we gave the name is the same here in the radio button, because when we select here we are not able to select both of them, so we gave the name is same option. But here when we see in the checkbox or select option, we gave different name for different field, so that we can select all of them. So that's it. This is for today. I hope you guys understand this, and if you like this, please like this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and see you in the next video.